Today we're going to be talking about lights, especially the ones on the front. The main subject that we'll be going off of with that is the fact of an ongoing problem that's actually going to start momentarily as soon as it gets dark. The biggest thing is that it's not the fact that there are three different kinds. There's halogen, there's HID, and there's LED. Like, I have halogen in my regular headlights and high beams, and I have LEDs for my fog lights. Now, the biggest thing is, because everyone knows this, every now and then you might be the one getting flashed, hey, your high beams are on, when they're not. Or you're the one that's doing the same back. I have to deal with a bunch of things at night too. When it comes to bright lights, I get headaches, so I have to wear my glasses. Now the thing is, with headlights, if they're up too high, well then you have that the same thing. The biggest problem right now is not the fact of if you have even brighter headlights, or you have the brightest headlights, or LEDs, or halogen, or whichever kind you have. It has nothing to do with that kind. It all has to do with headlight alignment, whether up, down, sideways. That has to be perfectly aligned within specifications of your vehicle to meet with everybody else. So you could have your vehicle lifted, you have to get them adjusted down. So that way you're not blinding everybody when you're going down the road. Even though that my fog lights here are LED, they are directed down. Because of the fact I don't want them facing up, because then it defeats the entire purpose. Because if we have a foggy day, what's the good of them? They're gonna be shining right into the fog. They have to be shining right under it in order for me to see ahead of it in order to have visualization. Three of the things that affect people when headlights are incorrectly aimed. One thing is the fact that if they're aimed too far down, you won't really be able to see. Everything will be too dark. If you aim them too high, you'll be blinding people, or you'll be able to see too much and not immediately in front of you. And the other thing you have to keep in mind, and this has to do with anyone with visual problems or glasses or anything like that, you also have to think about the fact that anyone with astigmatism, cataracts, there's something called photophobia, which involves something within your retinas as far as where it doesn't register bright lights at night, so it doesn't adjust. Now that's one thing that can cause accidents if it's not taken care of or handled right. It's just a big problem. Now, I know not many people can help it, because some people are like, okay, well, let's just throw lights in and that's what I want. I want them as bright as possible. But it never hurts to get them checked, to make sure that they're properly aligned, to make sure that you get everything where it's supposed to be, so you're not hurting other people or disorienting other people, or even yourself, to know where everything's supposed to be when it comes to your lights. Now, you can go to any facility that has a state inspection station. Anything that does that, any state inspection station is required by law to have a headlight alignment machine. Either they do it on the wall with an indicator, or they actually have a headlight aligner that's digital. Like, I have one at work that we actually can set up. It tells us how high, how low, which way to adjust it. And if they say they can't align it, that is false. If they are a state inspection station, they are required to have that equipment on hand, ready to be used, and people in the building and with knowledge to use it. And in all honesty, you should be able to take it anywhere. But it's one thing that's missed a lot of the times when it comes to that, especially with the newer vehicles, because a lot of them are LED. Some of them are not adjustable unless you go to the dealer and have it hooked up to a scanner and then adjust it that way. In some cases, that's not entirely accurate. I'm not familiar with like 2122 stuff as far as for the LED wise. But nonetheless, I hope this was very informational for you. Again, as usual, if there are any comments or questions or any ideas for future videos, please let me know. I would love to hear it, and we'll see you next time.